Welcome back to Forza Horizon 5 for another week in Mexico and another 2 new vehicles for us to unlock this week. Number 1 is this, the Noble M600. It is finally back from Forza Horizon 4. You can unlock it this week by getting 20 points in the winter season. In the Forzathon shop for the week, yo, you've got the Jaguar E-Type. If drifting is your thing, you've got the Ferrari 599 Formula Drift car. Hello. What I'm most excited about is this, the Noble M400 from 2006. It might only have 400 horsepower, 390 foot-pounds of torque, but it is very lightweight and comes with an even cooler story. This wouldn't be an AR12 video without any fun facts about the Noble M400 and how I sorta kinda nearly almost bought one of these things. For those of you who don't know, Noble is a tiny little car manufacturer out of the UK. They make some super cool stuff. This Noble M400 is actually the track version of the Noble M12. The engine for the Noble M400 is actually from a Ford Mondeo. However, you know how in Forza games, how you go in and you like upgrade your turbos, you upgrade your air filter, your exhaust, and everything like that? Well, that's basically what Noble did. They took a V6 engine out of the Ford Mondeo, twin turbocharged it, and then upgraded basically every single component in it with the help of route. Long story short, there are only 75 of these things in the world, and they are super rare. Back to the Noble M12. Those are significantly less rare. Noble made the M12 for like almost 10 years actually, and they're actually not as expensive as you might think. Ever since I was a little kid, I love Noble, ever since it was featured back in Top Gear, and I always wanted a super quirky, unique British vehicle, and that's when I started searching for these things. Long story short, they're super difficult to import, so I didn't end up going through with it, and instead of buying a Noble M12, I decided I'm gonna buy a PLP 50. So that's what I did instead. I'm not really sure anybody's ever cross-shopped a Noble and a PLP 50 before. Until me. Oh, yes. All you need to know, Nobles are some of the coolest cars in the world. We have never had this thing in a Forza game before, and we've got to check out the customization. S1 class race car build. I think that's the obvious place to start. We'll come back in a second and do our fully upgraded build, but let's keep it as... Whoa. All right, there are a ton of engine swaps in here. Let's rev all of them up and see what they sound like. Is this engine from a Ford GT? It's like the Ford GT engine slash the Huni truck engine. It's something like that. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with this one. Racing V8 engine. I love this engine. I think this engine combined with a little bit extra grip from our tires, that might be pretty good. We're rear wheel drive. We'll come back in a second, make it all wheel drive. Aero. Can we toss on some aero-y grippy bits? We can. I think we'll pass on that for right now. Rear wing. We can go no rear wing. That's sick. And what's really nice is our stock rear wing is actually adjustable. That's nice. Okay. What I think we need, though, is some upgraded tires. So we're actually already on, like, sport tires. If we go to semi-slicks or even full slicks, that pushes us up into S2 class. So, again, we'll come back to those. I might even want to consider drag tires for this. Because it's so lightweight, it might do well. For now, our tires are going to be stock. What I do want to do, though, is make them wider. That's going to be where our grip comes from. We've got some engine spacers to bring those wheels out. That looks really good in the front. And in the rear, very aggressive. That's sweet. I love the rims on this thing already. I'm not gonna swap those. We're already on race suspension. We can actually toss it on rally. And there is drift suspension. What? We can do weight reduction and it only removes 100 pounds. Noble M400. After all of our upgrades, the top of S1 class, we weigh 2,200 pounds with nearly 900 horsepower. Come on, buddy. And wait. All right, rear wheel drive is certainly going to hurt it off the line. But once we get going, that's when this thing is going to be unstoppable. This is what I love about this car. It is so lightweight. Come on. Heavy, heavy brake. Thanks, game. Okay, maybe 900 horsepower was a little bit much for how lightweight this car is. This car is actually very, very accurate to real life. In real life, the Noble M400 has no driver's assist, no traction control, no ABS. There aren't even any airbags in this thing. It would be one of the most sketchy cars in real life to drive. And with the upgrades I've done, it's also one of the most sketchy cars in Forza Horizon 5. Shall we move up to third? The Noble's actually kind of coming to me. Go, Noble. Oh my God, there's the Lambo. The Lambo zooming. Everybody's zooming, actually. I can't gain. Straight the way through. We're gaining. We're gaining. Lambo's also gaining. Keep it on the road. That's not the road. Noble, no. Oh, what a beast. Please ignore the fact that we just got beaten by a Volkswagen Beetle. If you ignore that, the Noble M400 is fantastic. I know it might not be one of the fastest cars that we've made in this game, but that is so much fun to drive. It's just very flowy in the corners. It's a little bit sketchy. You've got to drive it like it's a real car, and that's something you don't get a lot in this game. That is very, very cool. So let's toss on a front splitter. Let's toss on some all-wheel drive, and then let's crank this thing up a little bit. Toss on some twin turbos. Toss on some slick tire. Bro, this is nearly X-Class. I'm gonna go try hard. I'm gonna get some lightweight rims. There it is, our X-Class Noble M400. That is so sick. Get some weight reduction on there now. We've got a 5.2 for our speed. Don't worry about that. Our handling is a 7.4. And then our acceleration, our launch, and our braking are all 10 out of 10. That's insane. Make your predictions now. I think this thing is gonna be... Is it gonna be undrivable or super, super fast? Probably a mix of both. That's so loud. That launch is crazy. 0 to 150 miles an hour. Oh, that's not as grippy as I thought it would be. Please edit that out. Nothing to see. I'm a professional race car driver. Come on, Noble. Attempt number 2. Let's see if we've got rid of some of that understeer. This thing should be so grippy in the corners now. Stomp on the brake. Yep. Yep. Yup, it wants to pull in a straight line. There we go. We've got such crazy turning, though. That's awesome. It's actually coming out of the corners where it struggles the most. You've really got to press nothing in the corners until you are totally sure that you're ready to go full beans. It's still got a lot of understeer, but a lot less than it did before. This is a lot better now. Come on. Keep this going. I love the sound. The sound is incredible. It's so hard to drive interior view. I'm not gonna get him. Damn. I tried so hard. This thing is so fast. I think we might have had some rubber bandy AI. I think what we've learned is the Noble is extremely quick. However, I think it's also going to be extremely quick for drag racing. I want to get some drag tires on this. All-wheel drive. How close can we get to the Lamborghini Diablo time? V6 is better. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, but okay. So we're basically a Hoonie truck now. Okay, so if we are going to be drag racing, let's ditch the front arrow, ditch the rear wing, drag tire compound installed. Our performance and handling is already good. Actually, what I'm going to do is toss on rally suspension. And then other than that, we're done. We weigh 2,200 pounds, 1,500 horsepower. So if the Diablo did an 11.7, we're probably going to be aiming for 12-ish seconds. We'll tune our gears in a second. We're just going to kind of figure this out. Let's see how it goes, Noble. Whoa. It does a wheelie. That's crazy. That's really fast. Okay, so right out of the gate, I'm gonna need longer gears. That is way... Actually, my gears are kind of bang on. I think I might only want 5 gears, though. A 12.6 is the time to beat. I think we can get this sub 12.5, probably. Let's go, Noble. Come on, Noble. That launch is crazy. I can't believe how stable it is. Oh, we need to extend our gears a tiny, tiny little bit. 12.5, though. We're going a little quicker. Noble, are you ready? That was fast. It pops a wheelie off the line so hard. That's crazy. What speed are we going to be doing across the line? 250? 260 miles an hour. We crossed the line at... I mean, at least it's consistent, right? I'm also going to try the Noble on this circuit. This is actually a circuit that I made that is a perfect 1/4 mile. Feel free to try this racetrack out for yourself if you guys want to. If it does a 6.4, it's faster than the Shelby Monaco from FH4. I don't expect it to be that quick. I would probably say for a 1/4 mile, I would say 7.34. It definitely struggles off the line a little bit, but let's see what it's got. You can kind of see what I mean. There's a lot of wheel spin in there, especially when it's trying to like wheelie up. I think that was a 7.3. 7.3, kind of called it. That was better, I think. A little bit better. Still room for improvement. That was a lot better, actually. A lot better. 7.2. I'll have to spend some more time in the future with this car actually planning out a proper tune for it, but based off first impressions, really good car. Usually when you see smoke coming out of the back of a Noble, it's because either A, it's caught on fire, B, it's blown up its clutch. It's never really C, sliding around corners. If we are going to do a drift build with this thing, we can kind of have fun and toss in one of these other sorts of engines. Twitch chat, are we going to rear wheel drive swap this or keep it all wheel drive for drifting? A lot of Twitch chat is saying rear wheel drive drift car. Okay. If we're going rear wheel drive for this thing, I'm going to go for the stock engine. So if we are going to be rear wheel drive, let's ditch those drag tires, toss on some drift tires. That'll be helpful. Thin the tire, or actually get some wider tires. We can now toss on our drift suspension. I love that fitment. It looks so good. And then let's just get a little bit extra horsepower on this engine. Upgrade those twin turbos on there. So our upgraded stock engine has 725 horsepower. This is gonna be pretty good. It's been a little while since we hit up the volcano drift zone. I don't expect this thing to get a new personal best. I would say if we can get 900,000 points, that would probably be pretty good. Obviously, the Noble is built as a race car. I don't expect it to do super well drifting it down the side of the volcano, but there is all of that smoke and just keep it sideways. Keep it going, bro. It's actually very stable. Very, very stable. Yo, it's unbelievably stable. That's awesome. I love the way the gear ratios are. We're actually not banging off the rev limiter like we usually are. 280,000 points at the 3-mile mark. That's beautiful. Maybe we are gonna get 1,000,000 points. How does this drift so nicely? 400,000 points. We might actually be nearly at 500,000 at the 2-mile mark. Bro, what? The Noble's an awesome race car, and you can take it around basically any race circuit and destroy people. Then you go to a drag strip with all-wheel drive and an absurd engine, and you're gonna destroy the majority of people there. And then you bring it to a drift zone, and suddenly you've got one of the smoothest drift cars there is. Looking very, very good. 850,000. Still a little bit to go. This might actually get 1,000,000. Absolutely hang it out. Uh-oh. I nearly lost it. Nearly lost it. 920,000. 950,000. No! 975,000. I think you can see why I love this thing so much in real life. It's just... it's such a cool car. It's so unique. It's just a fun car.